Hi, I am Oscar. I'm an interior designer. I'm going to be learning Blender in the next 2 months. From my free template I have created, how to learn any programs fast with the growth system. And to prove it, I'm going to be learning Blender. If you're interested, you can get this free template just by commenting grow and I'll send it over. But yeah, as it's typed here, not a tutorial forgotten by a Tuesday, a 4-phase, 8-week plan built on one idea. You'll learn a tool by building the real things. Hi, I am Oscar. I'm an interior designer. I'm going to be learning Blender in the next 2 months. From my free template I have created, how to learn any programs fast with the growth system. And to prove it, I'm going to be learning Blender. If you're interested, you can get this free template just by commenting grow and I'll send it over. But yeah, as it's typed here, not a tutorial forgotten by a Tuesday, a 4-phase, 8-week plan built on one idea. You'll learn a tool by building the real things in it before you feel ready. That's the most important part. I think it's important that you create something before you feel ready. This is the exact structure I use, and now you can too. I have used this system to learn Rhino, Figma, Twinmotion, Affinity, Illustrator, Photoshop, and a few other programs I have not written down here, SKetchUp and V-Ray, all in 2 months. Over these programs I have built this system step by step, just realizing how I think learning has to happen. Alright, this is page 1 and 2. I have written something down in the first page already. Before you start, you have to find out what you want to learn and why do you want to learn it. And that's why I have this small part over here which asks you 3 questions to answer before you actually start doing something. The program I'm learning is going to be Blender, as I stated before, but the thing I want to learn mostly is animation and rendering. Why do I want to do it? I feel like I can create quite well 3D visualizations. I think Blender can do some more animating and a bit better rendering than any other software. Start date is today on the 27th of July 2026. Alright, the 8-week map. The first week is going to be ground level. This is something I'm going to be working on today. It's learning the UI, shortcuts, and the absolute basics. I want to learn how to use Blender in a fast and quick way, so I think the most important thing to do is the ground level. And what it builds is the ability to use programs faster. It helped me learn Rhino faster, because in the first few weeks I tried to understand how it worked, and I understood how the C-plane worked, and also that the program worked on NURBS. Next up is rudimentary. I feel like building something quite challenging at the start, especially only after learning the basics. And I think creating something small, something easier to build, is something you can do to actually make yourself feel self-sufficient in the program. Yeah, as written here. The goal is to build something very simple. Number 3 is outsize. This is the phase that takes the most time, but I think it's one of the most important ones. It's called starting before you're ready. It is hard to do at first. I switched my school projects from using other programs as SketchUp and V-Ray to do them in Rhino, Twinmotion. This is the part where 80% of the learning happens. Fourth phase, the last week, I would call it wild. I think you should just go wild. Just create something completely different from what you created before. It's gonna teach you to use the same tools in a better way, as well as learning the previous tools a bit better. Alright, ground level. I spent the first few days to understand the interface of the softwares from all the programs I use for my designs. Learning the interface and shortcuts can really help you to navigate really quickly. What's the task? The task is to tour every menu once. Don't memorize it, just look. Learn 8 to 10 core keyboard shortcuts and drill them. Reproduce one basic theme from the official docs. If it's drawing based, hold the pencil right, draw straight lines and clean curves. Basically, I also draw. And this was the first few months of my learning to draw. Set up your workspace. Units the way you actually use it. Yeah, this is important because I use millimeters as a European, and I think you should use it in the system you're most comfortable with. Yeah, save 3 tutorials you almost followed. Note what you skip next time. Today is day 1, so today is gonna be like probably the first 2 parts. I'm gonna try to understand how Blender actually works. Yeah, I've got the basics test, and this is gonna be later on. I just show it quickly to you, so after learning you can quickly go through. If you can do basic tasks without trying to understand where everything is, I think you have passed the ground level task. Just most importantly, from my previous experience, try to learn the shortcuts. Stack point log, what confused me in this phase. Just every day, even after this video, I'm gonna quickly write down something I didn't understand. Alright, we have done this. We'll leave it over here and actually open up Blender. Alright, let's start to learn Blender. There are a few things I have gotten ready. I have gotten ready essential keybinds and movement settings. I think I can look at these whenever I need to, doing the built-in tutorials. I just have to find them. Alright, we're all over here to the user interface. Introduction. Alright, so this top part is the, what was it called, the toolbar? Top bar. Then there are areas in the middle, which is the main workspace. Alright, and then there's the status bar. The status bar is over here at the bottom. Alright, so for the default workspace, I have understood there's the 3D viewport, then there's the outliner, which is over here at the top and right. Yeah, I can also show this screen, and then there's the properties channel and the timeline on the bottom left. What these do, no idea. Alright, so all of these things can be resized to fit the needs of a person. A lot of things at the top bar. Yeah, I'll try to learn the names also to be able to move around and talk about the things I'm going to be doing in this program. Yeah, the movement, the basic movement I have gotten. I'm ready to like move around, pan around, zoom in and out. I'm just going to look through everything. Object mode, edit mode, sculpt mode, vertex, alright, view, views, right, alright. I have understood the first big problem, which are the emulate numpads, or the numpad. And what I have to do is try to activate it so I can touch the numbers on the keyboard to see different views. And to do that, I have found out that you have to go to Blender, no, edit, yeah, here, preferences. Then I have to go to input and I have to see emulate numpad. Alright, so now that it's done, I think I can, yeah. Amazing, that's actually really useful. And then I think, yeah, I can move around over its perspective mode. Yeah, okay. This is quite useful. Number 5 is perspective mode, and clicking it twice turns it into orthographic view. So you can quickly switch from 2 views. And then 0 is camera, right? Yeah, alright. I have gotten how to actually use this. Let's see what's next. The numpads are done. Then I have the big essential keybinds. G, grab and move, R, rotate, and S, scale. So, G, and now I can move it, and it seems to be moving around in some whatever section. G, can I make it align to a single axis? On Rhino you can do that with tab. it will align to a single axis to move around the object. But over here it doesn't work. Alright. S was the next thing, which is scale. Alright, that's useful. Let's just leave it a little bit bigger, because I think it's kind of nice. Yeah, the movement, I still don't know why you would use it. I think, yeah, if you go to the right side, then you grab G and then move it a bit up. Like, try to move it to the green side, and then just go back into moving around. Yeah, then it moves where you want it to move. And I think rotate seems to be kind of understandable. Alright. So it's gonna rotate in a circle to the view I am in. That means I think I can go here, put rotate, yeah. I can like move it like this, then like from here I think it would, yeah, rotate in a weird shape. I still don't understand the movement. I think that's kind of weird. You can't grab a NURB and then move it around. So I want to move it a bit up. So I move it up. So that's G. But I want to move it only in the Z axis. So I press Z on the keyboard. And then I want to move it like by 3 up. Or maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What, like 10? Sure, let's try doing that. Let's try to like rotate it. Let's say in the Z axis again. Yeah, okay, maybe not Z X axis, Y axis. Alright. Maybe scale. I don't know if scale actually has some. Why not press it twice and it. What is this? Alright, I have gone a bit too far. Alright. Let's just leave it how it is. For now, I think I want to maybe move it down a bit. So G, Z axis, and I think 7 or -7 will move it down to 0. Maybe a bit more. So G, Z, -3. Alright. Yeah, I think I like using my self-taught method better than any programs built-in method to learn the basics, because I think what the built-in tutorials can help you do is learn the basics to use a simple tool and how to use it to, perhaps in this program, to create the donut. But if you want to learn how to actually use it, I think it's important that you understand how it works and why it works. Okay, so object mode allows me to select, what are these smaller parts? G. Oh, love it. Okay, so I select a shape, put G. I want to move it only in the x-axis. Then let's just say I want to like move it a little bit here. So the edit mode allows me to edit the objects I have selected, but the object mode allows me to move the object itself. Alright, so I have 3 things in total. And I can select all of them by typing A. Alright, okay, that's quite simple. Okay, so Shift A allows me to build a box. Why is it together though? Do I have to deselect and then Shift A? Alright, so if I press Shift A, UV sphere, it's itself. Right, if you select an item and then you try to build a shape, it's gonna build it as a part of the shape. If you just deselect everything and then you try to build the shape with the Shift A command, you're gonna build a shape way quicker and it's gonna be not selected or joined to the other shapes. I'm gonna do Shift D. Oh, then let's say the y-axis. Move it. So now we have two of the weird shapes and one circle inside of one of the weird shapes. I'm already becoming a pro, am I not? If I want to quickly do something, Command is going to be everything about the whole file. Saving it, undoing the last tasks, redoing everything. But pressing the Control button, if you're also on the MacBook, is going to help you. Alright, so I have no idea. Control tools, yeah, you can see in the bottom left side it actually does something. I can zoom with it. Lasso tool as well. So let's go again here. Control R, loop, cut. Control B, bevel. Control B. Alright. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know, it's sticking there. Alright, I have done something completely new. So Control B. Yeah, but why does it move around? Like, can I not remove it? Okay, so this is something I'm gonna have to learn to do. Can I like delete it? X, enter, X, enter. Okay, Command B. So this bevel basically it allows me to select tools? No, it's just a bevel. Over here. Yeah. Alright. This, I think this counts as a box of some sort, which is a border, not a box. And the border maybe tries to amplify something inside of it works, something outside it doesn't work. Alright, no idea yet. No idea how I activated. I think it's because I used the object mode. Yeah, I am in an object mode, so when you are in an object mode, pressing the Control B will allow you to create a border. To remove it, you have to press Control Option A. No, B. Control Option B. And it removes all the borders. Right? And then I think I can press this thing. And oh, okay. Now I understand how it works. I can create a completely weird shape in this program quite quickly. So the idea is when you activate the edit mode and you select an object, then you try to do the Control B option, it's gonna allow you to maybe add the bevels. On this object it may not allow you to do that. Alright, I'll try a different one. Escape. I have another cube next to this one. I select it, then I put it into the edit mode, and then I do the Control B, which is going to allow me to create these bevels. And these bevels function is to create an interesting object. Quite interesting. I think I'm gonna be done for today. I think I can learn this thing a bit quicker than 2 months. I think the biggest thing that confused me today was the bevels, but most importantly I think it's that part that I didn't understand what mode of editing I had to use to create certain objects. I think this is the biggest problem I had, because for the last part I had to do right now, this part right here to create the bevels, I just didn't understand that I had to be in a different mode to activate. I think it will reappear in the future someday. I have to understand what features have to do what things. For this thing, the bevels are made for the smaller, not object mode, but for the, what's it called, the edit mode. Because then we access these smaller parts, these, I think, knobs. However, for the huge object mode, I can edit the whole object. Have a nice one, bye, till day 2, peace out.